Now joining us virtually to talk about our earlier story on the claims of the president being rejected about the tax law is Emmanuel Osemeka. Good evening. Thank you for joining us on NewsHour tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for joining us again. Now, there's been...
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. All right, so the presidency has rejected the claims that it secretly altered provisions of the newly enacted tax reform laws, insisting that legislation followed due process and that no changes were made outside established legal and legislative procedures. However, we, here at Daily Trust newspaper, there's a report that was done where we actually saw these discrepancies. So were we to believe the presidency or the evidence before us?
Well, I think it's very clear. The laws were enacted by the National Assembly, and the members of the National Assembly, I believe, are quite aware of, the provisions that they imputed or corrected or adjusted within the, supposed law. If the same National Assembly is saying that there has been alteration between what was passed by them and what was eventually gazetted, then of course it is imperative that the federal government, the executive, suspends every action until they get to the bottom of this impasse, because it would be illegal for anyone to fraudulently amend the laws passed by the National Assembly with a fiat without the knowledge of the National Assembly member. It becomes fraudulent, becomes illegal completely. So it's not enough to say, oh, that there was no alteration or what have you. It is the same lawmakers who made the law that are saying that what they are seeing, with the gazetted law is different from what they passed in the both chambers of the National Assembly.
All right, so now we've seen that some people are calling for a suspension. Actually, the House of Reps, though have created a committee to investigate these discrepancies, are asking for a holding and a halt on the matter. This law is supposed to take effect, say it's 20th, in the next 11 days. What do you think is the best course of action to take currently so as not to bring down a breakdown of law and order? Because some people are threatening protest already.
Look, it's a very simple thing. If the executive are sure nothing was altered, then of course they should come clean with the gazetted document, the real gazetted document, and show the National Assembly members, the civil society, and of course the opposition parties to ensure that there is transparency. Government is supposed to be run transparently. There shouldn't be any form of opaqueness or any form of secrecy when you run government or when you bring out laws of this nature. More so when you just oppose this with the supposed MOU, the Nigerian Federal Inland Revenue Service, and the French supposed consultant, signed, which many people are not privy of. People are not aware of the content, because the reality is that any government that is worth its onion should be eager to show serious level of transparency in its affairs. That's one of the major, steps that government can use to win the trust of the people, most especially in our climate where the trust deficit between the governed and the government is at an all-time low.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel Osemeka, for your insights on the conversation this evening.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine.